Shalom, giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Chodash. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that teach with all truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim, you hopeful elect that pushes truth with all truth and sincerity, risking your lives and freedom on the highways and the hedges to do so. Shalom, Brakatham, and Abba Babal. This is your brother Zarkar Aban coming back with another video. I'm going into the fact that those Gentiles, all right, those Greeks, all right, and the ones that was in, living in Rome, all those are what? Israelites, okay? They was Israelites, man. Just going into the history of what happened. All right, really, if you had a spirit of discernment, you understand exactly what happened, all right? There was a period called what? The Hellenization, all right? Spearheaded by who? King Alexander. When you go to the book of First Maccabees, all right, it gives a whole rundown of that. Okay, but anyways, this is I just typed in on Google, all right, what Jews in the Roman army, because a lot of people, you may see the word Suterian, all right, which ultimately go into like a Roman soldier, but the same way you have now, Jake meaning an Israelite, all right, Jacob in the military now, in American military, doesn't mean that he actually is a so-called white citizen, all right. He just ultimately in the American military, all right. The same thing you had back then as well. Okay. It said, yes, Jews served in the Roman army, including as foot soldiers, generals, and in military units. It said, yes, Jews served in the Roman army. All right. Now, a lot of people may, quick example of that people get, misconstrued is book of Acts chapter 10. All right. They get that Clonius, where they get that, confused. So yes, Jews served in the Roman army, including as foot soldiers, generals, and in military units. Jews made up 5 to 15% of the Roman Empire population. So it was likely that they would be exempt from military service. Some example of Jewish soldiers include Tiberius Julius Alexander, or who was a Jew, a general in the Regi Amici Adu, a Jewish military unit. It can be difficult, right here, identification. It can be difficult to identify Jewish soldiers, all right, which is no ish, because ish means likened unto, pertaining to, all right. The same way, if you call someone childish, doesn't mean they're actually a child. They just acting like one. So that ish, there should be no ish right there. It could be difficult to identify Jewish soldiers because many had Greek and Latin names. Exactly. All right. The same way when Apostle Paul was given the salute in the book of Romans chapter 16, those are Israelites that had Greek names. I'm read it again, because many had Greek and Latin names. However, they can be identified if they are specifically mentioned as Jewish or found in a Jewish context. All right. So when it says neither Jew nor Greek, just meaning whether you speak Greek or not, if your line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are what? An Israelite. And these and the covenants, the laws, the order, all the laws, the statute, commandments belong to who? All the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay, that's all Apostle Paul was saying, or found in a Jewish context. Exemption in the later part of the 1st century CE, Jews were exempt from military service, but this appears to have been an exception. All right. Dietary laws. Some say that Jewish soldiers' dietary laws and their ability to serve on the Sabbath made it difficult for them to serve in Gentile units. All right. But the point is that, yes, Jews served in the Roman army. All right. So let's go to the blue letter real quick. Let's Let's get the book of Romans chapter 16. Let's start at verse 1. I'm going to read on down. Romans chapter 16 and verse 1. I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Centria, that you receive her in the outer one as becoming saints, and that you assist her in whatsoever business she had need of you, for she had been a secure of many and of myself also. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in the Mashiach Havashah. Okay? It's right here. A Christian woman, which you understand the true Christians are Jews, man. Who have, verse 4, who have for my life laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles. Once again, these are what you'll call Israelite foreigners. Likewise, greet the church that is in their house. All right, because ultimately they wasn't in, they wasn't dwelling in the land of Jerusalem. Their house salute my well-beloved Pentinus, who is the first fruits of Achion to a Mashiach. Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute and Renicus and Juna, my kinsmen. All right, my kinsmen. But these are what? Greek names. And my fellow prisoners who are of note among the apostles, who also were in Hamashiach before me. Watch this.
Strong's G 408. Andronicus.
Andronicus equal man of victory. A Jewish, once again, there's no ish, Christian, and a kinsman of Paul. All right. But hold up. But his name is a Greek name. Here it is right here. All right. It says Strong's G 408. Greek name literally means man of victory, but it's a Greek name. But Paul said that's his kinsman. His kinsman, right? Down south, predominantly you may hear people say kinsfolk or kinsman. All right. I know different different gangs. Well, predominantly I'm thinking about you have gangs like the GDs that would say folk, kinsfolk. All right. Which goes into what? Of the same kin, akin to related by blood. In a wider sense of the same nation, a fellow countryman. All right? A relative by blood, by extension, a fellow countryman, cousin, kin, folk. All right? As I was just saying, like kinsfolk. Okay? Jake loved to say, when Jake is, in a gang, they'll say folk. Hey, what's up, cuz? What's up, blood? This how Jake talk. All right? You literally saying, so when you say cousin, the same way Crip say what? Cuz, cousin. The same way blood may say, the gang blood, they may say what? Blood. You literally just saying this is your relative. All right? Because why? Because we are the part of the nation of Israel. Kinsfolk of the same kin, akin to related by blood. But hold up. So this whole, real quick, just, this whole spiritual Israelite thing, which, a lot of these Christians try to use Apostle Paul, misusing it, the words, which is, prophecy, that they would be, utterly, teaching, everyone a doctrine. But the point is they trying to, hijack the scriptures, man. All right. That's why the Most High says, what, who shall stand up for me? All right. I was going to grab one more. But that word kinsman, kinsfolk, related by blood. Let's get this one as well. All right. Youthful Christian. And origins a Christian. All right. But we see that they have Latin names right here. Like this is a Latin name. Matter of fact, it says right here.
Strong's G 2458. Eunias. Eunias.
Eunias, a equal you for a Christian woman at Rome mentioned by Paul as one of his kinsfolk and fellow prisoners. Hold up. One of his kinsfolk. But it has a Latin origin. It has a Latin origin. The name is a Latin name. Right? This is why you have to have the spirit of discernment. This is why when you see where it said Jew in Greek, this is why the Holy Spirit has to be on you. Okay? The Holy Spirit has to be on you to be like, okay, well, utterly, the Most High is, the Most High said he will scatter his people. It's really that simple. All right? When you go into the curses and, breaking of the covenants, that we be scattered, be driven from our homeland, it's really that simple. The scripture says what? The simplicity in Yahweh Shai. All right? A Christian woman at Rome mentioned by Paul as one of his kinsfolk and fellow prisoners. His kinsfolk. All right? And we just grabbed that the word kinsman, all that go to blood, cousin, all of that, relative, ultimately. Okay? Greet Amplias, my beloved in the Lord. Let's see again. All right? Just giving a rundown of the history, man. They say equals large, a Christian living in Rome. And what you understand the truth, what you will say Christian, those just followers of who? A Mashiach. The word Christian go to anointed. All right, followers of a Mashiach, man. Okay? Which are the Israelite, the Jews, man. It's a contract or Latin, a Roman Christian. Which you understand that those are the Israelites. All right? Salute our Breen, our helper, and a Mashiach, and just my beloved. Okay, you keep going down, it's the same thing, man. The whole way. All right? Skip down a little bit more. So that's what we got right here. Try to salute Philagos. Shalakia. A lover of the word, a Christian, Paul greets in his epistles to Romans. And those epistles was what? Letters, man. Letters unto the saints. All right? Which you understand a saint is doing that made a covenant by sacrifice. That has nothing to do with these so-called Christians, man. Which ultimately they are not following the anointed. They are not following Yahweh Shai. All right? They believe in Christianity. They don't believe in the Bible. Let's go to the book of Acts chapter 10. Cornelius. Matter of fact, hold that. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to read this one more time. It says, yes, Jews served in the Roman army, including as foot soldiers, generals, and military units. But they did serve. So they was in there. Facts, right? They had Latin names, which the Latin was predominantly, which Romans spoke. And they had Greek names, right? Because they were Hellenized. Okay? And also, I'm going to grab this as well. I have it right here. I'm going to give an example. It say Westernization is a process by which societies adopt Western culture, practice, and techniques. The same way in America, man. All right? You got Jake speaking what? English? You got Jake speaking, we go to South America. You got Jake speaking, Spanish, Portuguese, in Brazil, right? Why? Because you speaking the language of your oppressor. It can refer to the adoption of Western industry, technology, science, education, systems, and more. Westernization can occur through influence or compulsion. It began with Western European traders, colonizers, and missionaries who believed their way of life was superior. Right. Esau Edom, man. He came with his way, man. They encouraged or required the people, also, that Christianity required the peoples they encountered to adopt Western European practice, languages, and more. Westernization continued as part of the colonialism and remains a significant culture phenomenon due to globalization. To this very day, man, people still upholding pretty much Edomite supremacy. All right, because that's what it is, Edomite supremacy. Some say that Westernization has had modernizing effects, while others consider it a form of cultural imperialism. The effects of Western culture on the rest of the world have been qualified by post-colonial. Westernization can also refer to adoption of Western scientific frameworks. All right. There was one more I want to grab so I can find it. Here it is. I'm going to skip down because we just pretty much read the bulk of this. It said Westernization traces its roots back to ancient Greece, later the Roman Empire. Ancient Greece, later the Roman Empire. Ancient Greece and later the Roman Empire. That's interesting. Right? And who was the spearhead of the Greek Empire? Once again, King Alexander, who was an Edomite. All right? Matter of fact, I'll prove it. Westernization traces its roots back to ancient Greece, later the Roman Empire. These are what? Edomite rulerships. Matter of fact, let's go, because I said it. Ancient Greece. Let's go ahead and get it. All right? Shit. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1. I'm going to go straight to verse 1. All right? And it reads, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Right? After what? After the Persian Empire. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian. Hold up, the Macedonian, right? Okay. The Macedonian. Let's go to the book of the edition of Esther. Let's go to verse 10. It said, for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us. Ammon. When you go to right here, got Ammon, but it's Haman. All right, same name. Okay, but it says what? Haman, a Macedonian. But Haman, when you do the history, goes into what? He was a Edomite. All right. Let's go to. Bear with me 1 second. Now let's go to the book of let's go to the book, because it said Haman, well, Ammon. Let's go to the book of Esther. Start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advance him and set his seat above all the prince that were with him. It's to promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advance him, set his seats above all the prince that were before him. All right. And Agagite is what? Those were Edomites. Bear me 1 second, see if I can grab it. All right. Let's prove it. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, give us some, quick rundown of the history that King Alexander was an Edomite. 1 Samuel 15 and verse 32. All right, this is in 1 Samuel 15 goes into when Samuel, the priest, told Saul to do what? By the spirit of Yahweh Yahushai, to kill off Amalek. Amalek today, if you can receive it, would be the Rothschilds, the small hats, man. Then says Samuel, bring you hither to me Agag, the king of Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. Agag, right? The king of Amalekites, which are what? They are of the nation of Edom. All right. I believe Amalek was matter of fact, I'm gonna grab it. The grandson of Esau. All right, Esau, who is Edom. see if I can grab it real fast. Bear with me 1 second. Should be the book of let's go to the book of Genesis. Should be verse 30, chapter 36. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna start at the top, put it in context. This is the book of Genesis 36 and verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. So this is his line. All right, right here, Amalek, just to prove that Amalek is Edomite. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. All right, Esau's wife, Amalek. All right, so just putting in context, that's what just give a quick rundown of that line. All right, King Alexander. We'll go back to it. He said, and it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. He was an Edomite. All right, the Macedonian. And then we went to where? The edition of Esther, chapter 16 and verse 10. All right, proved that Haman, Agag, I'm gonna grab it right here, edition of Esther 16 and verse 10, right? It's Haman, a Macedonian, the son of Hamathah, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and a stranger, and as a stranger seed of us. Okay? He was a stranger. Why? He was Edomite. Let's go to Esther once again. 3 and 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advance him and set his seats above all the prince that were with him. All right, and we just proved that Agag, 1 Samuel 15, was what? Well, wasn't Edomite. 1 Samuel 15 should have been verse 31. All right, it said Agag was what? The king of Amalek. Amalek. All right, these were what? Edomites, man. Right here. Then says Samuel, bring you hither to me, Agag, the king of the Amalekites. All right, Amalek. And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag said, sure, the bitterness of death is past. All right, these are Edomites, man. Okay. These are the Edomites. So when we go back to the history, right here, it said Westernization traces its roots back to ancient Greece, later the Roman Empire, which will what? Just gave a quick rundown of what? These are the Edomite rulerships. All right. And in the same way, said Westernization, the same way how we are speaking English now, and we got Jake speaking Spanish, and all they go back to Spain and Portuguese and all of this. What is they speaking? They call it Creole. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, Esau had always done this, man. He gets empowered and then do what? Spread his philosophy, as it says. Okay. The same way our people was what? Hellenized in Greece. All right. Had Greek names. The same way now, man. Here it is. Westernization is the process by which societies adopt Western culture, practice, and techniques. So once again, it's not a hard concept to understand who those Israelites were. All right, where it says Gentile or Greek, though were just Israelites that was speaking Greek or Latin. Yet Jews served in the Roman army, including as foot soldiers, generals, and in military units. Apostle Paul called himself a Roman, not literal that he was of that line of a Roman of an Edomite, but the fact that he was a Roman citizen. All right, the same way now we are American citizens. Okay, yet Jews served in the Roman army. All right, and this is really that plain. It's really a simple concept if you understand that the Most High said He will scatter His people if they broke the covenant. Okay. Go to the book of Acts chapter 10. I'm gonna read this somewhat swiftly. I'm gonna hit straight to the points. It say there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian Band. All right. He was an Israelite. He was a Jew. The name of two places in Palestine, Caesarea. So like, I mean, grab that one.
Strong's G 2883. Cornelius. Cornelius.
Cornelius equals of a horn, a Roman centurion of the Italian cohort stationed in Caesarea who converted to Christianity. All right, which you understand that there's no Christianity. That word convert means return. You can't return to something that you're never part of. So he wasn't what? A Jake. All right, could have been Judah, could have been Benjamin, could have been Levi. Who knows? It doesn't say. But the point is, he is a Jake. He is of the tribes, man. Of a horn means power, a Roman centurion. Okay? And once again, Latin origin. Cornelius, a Roman, all right? The same way we grabbed where, you know, I typed in what the Jews served in the Roman military, and it said, yes, a devout man. Hold up. He devout. When had Esau, Edom had ever been devout? Okay? You would never find it. You would never see it. It's a devout man and one that feared Yahweh with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh always. Let's get a word for devout real fast. Pious, dutiful, word revered, pious, godly. It say what? Godly. Esau, Edom is not godly, man. This was not an actual Roman, all right? He just served in the Roman military. All right, because the heathen would not be what? In fear of Yahweh Shemal Shai. All right, I gotta grab it. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms 50. Let's get down to verse 16. It's the book of Psalms 50 and verse 16 and also 17. But unto the wicked, Yahweh said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? To declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my word behind thee. All right, but it said what? Cornelius is godly. Okay, just give an example. All right, and also it said that what? None of the wicked shall understand. But once again, it says he is what? Devout. And when we went to that word devout, all it means is pious, godly. Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white. All right, meaning be what? Purged your sins and tried. All right, because through much trial and tribulation shall we enter the kingdom. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Hold up, but the wise shall understand. Okay? And the Most High is not in the wicked thoughts. Right? But once again, it says that he was devout, pious, godly. Okay, let's go to the book of Psalms 104. No, Salakia. Psalms 10 and verse 4. Book of Psalms chapter 10 and verse 4. And it reads, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Hold up. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Okay? Just proving that what? That this was a Jake that was serving in the Roman military. This was not an actual Roman Edomite. This was a Jake that just was not in his homeland. All right, scattered. And once again, that's an easy concept if the Most High is working with you. All right, it said the simplicity in Yahweh Shai. He saw in a vision, evidently, to Acts chapter 10 verse 3. He saw in a vision evidently about the ninth hour of the day, an angel of Yahweh coming in to him and saying unto him, Cornelius. Right? And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord, out of one? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before Yahweh. And now, I'm going to read it swiftly. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter, Apostle Peter. And lodge with Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the sea. So he shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. And when the angel which spoke unto Cornelius was departed, he called 2 of his household servants, and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. All right, verse 8. Joppa, which is a famous city, and when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa. On the morrow, as they went on their journey, and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. Let's get that word for 6 hour real fast. Get word for 6 hour. Should have had where it says the 9th hour. It's all good. Let's continue on. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance. And a lot of Christians, wacky-tacky Christians, let it run here. All right? They let it run to this part right here. Okay? Which, this once again, this will happen when you don't have the spirit of discernment. All right? Acts chapter 10 and verse 11. All right, that trance like a what you'll call like an out-of-body experience. And I saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending onto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the 4 corners and let down to the earth. All right, and this would have been what? A chariot. Because it says, a great sheet knit at the 4 corners and let down to the earth. Verse 12, Acts 10 and verse 12. Wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air, birds of the air. Wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. All right, now real quick. All right, let's give an example real fast. Let's go to the book of Hosea chapter 12. All right, because this is what similitude. Okay. Hosea 12 verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. All right, so this, fowls of the air and these beasts are what representing, really, as we're gonna grab, Israelites, man, that were living like beasts. But real quick, this is the book of Hosea 12 and 10. I'm glad at word for similitude.
Strong's H 1819. Dama.
All right, it says Dama, to be like, resemble, to be like, resemble, to liken, compare, to imagine, think, to make oneself like. Hold up, to make oneself like, to be resemble like, to be like, resemble, to be like, resemble, to liken, compare. So the Most High just compared an Israelite, all right, that was living like a heathen to what? An animal. And we're going to prove it. By implication, to resemble, liken, consider, compare, devise, mean, think, use similitudes. Liken. He likened it unto. All right. Now let's go back to the book of Acts chapter 10. Verse 12. Wherein were all men of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things of fowls of the air. All right. Now, as I was saying, this also shows that how Jake will be living. All right. If you're not living according to the law and statute commandments, you are likened unto a beast. The book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. But these, as natural brute beasts, right, call them men's beast. One example. Let's give another one. And the angels, Salakia, let's go to verse 10. Jude, it's only one chapter, verse 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. So once again, these men are what likened unto beast. All right, because the Most High speaks in what? Similitudes, parables. Okay. And as his disciples asked Yahushua, they said, why you speak to them on parables? All right, because he said, unto you is given, but unto them is not given. They won't everyone to be able to comprehend what's going on. All right. So what? These are what? Natural. So these were likened unto beasts. I'm gonna grab one more. See if I can find what's asked. One more. I'm grab the book of Psalm 73. All right, it's the book of Psalm chapter 73 and verse 22, and it reads, so foolish was I, and ignorant I was as a beast before thee. All right. So foolish was I, and ignorant I was as a beast before thee. So the Most High speaks in what? Parables, man. All right, back to the book of Acts chapter 10. See, I may grab one more. I'm thinking about the book of 2nd Esdras. All right, let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras and chapter 8. I'm going to skip down to verse 28, 29, and verse 30. And read it swiftly. 2nd Esdras chapter 8 and verse 28. Think not upon those that have walked defamingly before thee, but remember them which according to thy will have known thy fear, only a select few. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts. All right, which have lived like beasts, and we all have. All right, we all grew up in following some type of other religion and calling on different gods and eating all types of abomination food before we came to the truth. So what? We live like beasts. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught thy law. And only the remnant is doing that. All right, the elect that was preordained before the world. Ephesians 1, 4, 5, and 6, man. Take thou no indignation, wrath at them which are deemed worse than beasts, but love them that always put their trust in thy righteousness and glory. So what the Apostle Peter was seeing was, once again, most I do things in what? Similitudes. All right, it was liking Jake, all right, to what? To a beast, man. Because right here, all right, let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, all right? Because it says what? We shall discontinue from our heritage. So when we could discontinue from our heritage, we are cleaving to what? Any in everything, man, following the ways of the heathen. But to look upon them that clearly taught thy law. All right? So what Apostle Peter saw was what? Mosiah was used, as it says, a trance. He was likening it unto, man. All right. Verse 13. And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. All right. And that kill and eat, he said, wherein all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the air, birds of the air, and there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. This is the angel, all right, speaking to Apostle Peter, that kill and eat. All right, now what is that talking about? Now let's go to the book of John, chapter 4. Now rise, Peter, kill and eat really is going to what? The work. Going to what? Doing the work. John chapter 4 and verse start verse 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Have any man brought him aught to eat? Yahushua said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. The same way it said, what? Rise, Peter, kill and eat. To do what? To do the work. All right? Because Cornelius is coming. Okay? Let's go to the book of John 9. In verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So what? Do the work. Rise, Peter, kill and eat. All right? And we read in the book of John 4, 31, 32, and 34. I'll grab one more time. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Matter of fact, I'll start right here. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Therefore said the disciple one to another, because the disciples weren't on they weren't on that level yet. Have any man brought him aught to eat? Verse 34, Yahushua said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. That's what it was talking about, man. All right. Let's grab one more. This book of John 21 and verse 17. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said to him, Out of one, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. How shall I say unto him, Feed my sheep. All right? Feed my sheep. Doing the work. Getting the understanding. All right? But Peter said, Not so, out of one, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. Common or unclean. All right. Let's go to the book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 11. In verse 12, Wherefore remember that you been in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without Yahweh in the world. All right. Apostle Peter Lear is saying that he had never, in doubt, had never taken part in what? In no other way, other than the customs of what? Of Israel, man. All right. Had not eaten anything common or unclean. He didn't follow the custom of the heathens. Okay. Let's see if I can grab one more. Ezekiel. I'm on 36. Ezekiel 36, start verse 17. It says, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way, and by their doings, their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. All right, because right there in Acts 10:14 it says what? And not eat anything uncommon. Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. Okay. It said what? And I scattered them among the heathen, and they will disperse through the countries according to their way, and according to the doings I judged them. All right. So what? We became unclean by what? It's a not eat anything that is common or unclean. We became common or unclean by what? Following the ways of the heathen, idol worship. All right. And a voice spoke unto him again a second time, what Yahweh have cleansed, that call not thou common. Okay. If the Most High what purge, clean, clean your sin. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab it. Should be a book of Psalm 32. All right, it's the Psalm of David. Psalm 32, verse 1. A Psalm of David. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Psalm 32, verse 1. A Psalm of David. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. All right. Blessed is the man unto whom the Yahweh imputed not iniquity, in whose spirit there is no guile, no deceit. All right. So there you go. This is a man that the Most High found worthy, man. Verse 16. He said, there was then, read swiftly, this was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again unto heaven, into heaven. Let me skip down. I'll just read on down, read swiftly. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked where Simon, which were surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, behold, 3 men seek thee. All right. So possibly he didn't go out and eat no damn pork or nothing like that. All right. These Christians, the right-side Christians, just try to use any and every way to promote wickedness. Arise therefore and get thee down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, behold, I am he whom you seek. What is the cause wherefore you are come? And they said, Cornelius, a centurion, a just man, means what? A righteous man, and one that feared Yahweh, and of good report among all the nation of the Jews. And we just proved in Daniel chapter 12, verse 10, Psalms 10 and 4, that Yahweh is not in the wicked mind, in the wicked thoughts, and in good report among all the nation of the Jews, was warned from Yahweh by an holy angel to send for thee to his house, and to hear words of thee. So when it says rise Peter and eat, all right, it's meaning what? Go do the work, put in some work. Then call he them and lodged them. And on the morrow Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa occupied him. All right. And the morrow after they entertained into Syria, and Cornelius waited for them, and had called together his kinsmen and near friends. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. All right. Verse 26. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up, I myself also am a man. I also am a man. All right. So this shows you, as same way Apostle John went to worship before the angels, I also am a man. We are to not what? Bow before, praise man, worship man. That makes sense. All right. And as he walked and he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. All right. Here's one of the main points. And he said unto them, ye know that it is unlawful for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation, but Yahweh has showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. So when you go all the way back, Acts 10 verse 12, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. This is talking about, as we grabbed, those beasts are what likened unto, once again, Most High speaks in similitude, parables. When them beasts are likened unto what men's. When you live contrary to Yahweh Bashim Shai, you are likened unto a beast. 2nd Esdras 8, verse 28, 29, and 30. All right? The precepts prove it. Through our precepts, we get understanding. Okay? Comment, that is a Jew to keep company or to come unto one of another nation, but Yahweh has showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. All right? A Jew. This was one that grew up in the customs. All right? He lived in the land. Let's get that word for hold on. And he said unto them, you know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come to one of another. Here it is. Foreign should be I'm looking for the word. Try this one. Hold on, Salakia. Trying to get straight to the point. Here it is, Foulé.
Strong's G 5443. Foulé.
All right, it says what? A tribe in the New Testament, all the person descending from one of the 12 tribes of the patriarch Jacob, Yaquab, a nation people. All right. So when it says one of another nation, this means one of the other tribes. All right. An offshoot, race, clan, kindred, tribe. Okay. Because then, predominantly the Northern Kingdom was already, in the Americas, but you still had probably, had a little sprinkle of the Northern Kingdom, but ultimately, it was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? So so ultimately, the people that was what? The Israelites that was speaking Greek, Latin, that grew up in them customs. A tribe in the New Testament, all the person descended from one of the 12 tribes of the patriarch Jacob. All right? This is speaking about still Israel, man. Okay? Because once again, we was what? Hellenized. All right? That word Foulé is one of the tribes of Jacob. Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying as soon as I was sent forth. Ask therefore for what intent you have for me. You have sent for me, Salakia. And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting till this hour, and at the ninth hour I prayed in my house, and behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing. All right, talking about what the angels, man. Okay. Yeah, but that's pretty much the point. I would just, making the point that that Jake, all right, has always, that Jake was what? Scattered, all right, amongst these heathens. Okay. Jake grew up, in these customs. The same way Cornelius, who is an Israelite, all right, a part, as it says, part of the Italian band, okay, as I grabbed earlier, right, that Jews served in the Roman army and Roman military, all right. So when you see the word Greek or Gentile, these are just Israelites that grew up in those customs, speaking those languages. James 1:1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the out of one Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. All right, because we are scattered. We are scattered amongst these heathens, man. Okay, we are scattered amongst amongst these heathens. And I gave a quick rundown of Acts chapter 10. All right, of the history, man. All right, that Cornelius was what? A Jake, an Israelite. All right, they say one of another nation. He just one of the tribes. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, I'm in it there. I'm going to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Chodash. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that teach with all truth and sincerity. Shalom, Brakatham, and Abba Babal. On to the next.